entitled How to Spot a Phishing Attack. This is a series of webinars we are giving on cybersecurity, and this one specifically is around how to look for and spot a phishing attack to prevent yourself from becoming the next victim. So some of you may have attended our previous one, which was a little bit more of an in-depth analysis on how you can stay safe. This is specifically geared around email phishing attacks. So we're happy to have you, for some of you to have you back. And just going to take a minute for the new folks on here to introduce ourselves. My name is Esther. I'm the operations manager here at RCS Professional Services. We're an IT managed service provider, and part of our offerings are cybersecurity for medium and small businesses, both in New York, tri-state area, and Atlanta, Georgia. So we're happy to have you all welcome. And without further ado, actually, before I present our presenter, I just want to mention that we have you all muted now, just for the sake of all being able to speak, okay? But if you want to ask any questions throughout, please do. We encourage you to ask as many questions as you'd like, and we'll be sure to address them all as we go. Otherwise, at the end in the Q&A, you can feel free to raise your little hand. There's a little hand button on your screen, which you could use to let us know if you have any questions throughout, and or best bet is to type those into the questions tab on the side of your screen, and that's where we'll be able to view any questions you have. No worries if for whatever reason we don't get to your questions today, we'll be sure to follow up and address them after. So without further ado, I present to you Norman Dweck. Norman is our Chief Information Officer and Cybersecurity Solutions Architect. He's been with us for over 20 years. Many of you already know him. He's amazing, you'll see. And Norman learned how to educate on security by focusing on how users learn and cultivating a new cyber-aware culture in our company and communities. So listen closely, and before Norman hops on, I just want to ask a favor of all of you. Right after this webinar closes, you'll see a link to a survey, a follow-up survey. It should take you like 3 minutes to complete max. It's got 3 questions. Those questions are, I'm giving them to you, so listen up now, are what is the most valuable thing you gained today? Is there anything you'd like some more information about? And is there anyone else you know who needs to hear this training? And we'll be happy to follow up and get them the information. So I'd really appreciate it if you could take 2 minutes at the end of this to let us know your feedback. We're always looking to enhance what we already do and offer better training. So thank you so much. Without further ado, Norman Dweck.
Hey everybody. Hi, how's it going? All right. I am just going to get right into this with our first thing. So, okay, great. Ignore that slide for a second, because I want to start off with a little interactive session here. Okay, so taking a look at this email. Tell me if you think this is spam, phishing or not. I'm gonna give you a second to look at it, and then I'm gonna show the poll. Hope you guys can see that. In fact, I'm gonna turn off my camera so you can see it bigger. So you want to turn off your camera? Okay, great. All right, so enough time to take a look at it. And you can click into your poll and tell me if you think that is real or phishing. So on your poll, you're just clicking one of those two and clicking submit.
So let us know if you think that email was real or phishing, just by clicking in one of those options on your screen.
Okay, great. And I am going to get to the next one. Let's close that. And don't worry, I'm going to come back to those later on. Just want to give a quick look at where we are. Okay, once again, real or phishing?
We need some of that music, like on Wheel of Fortune, you know, the little.
Take a good look.
Mark Twain. That's a throwback.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go back to those in a bit and go through what made either of those what they were. It turned out the first one was phishing and this one was real. I'm going to go into those. I'm actually going to go through a whole bunch of things and go through and show you what to look for. So back to this little thing here. Okay, so quick run through here. A lot of clicking. Okay, so a quick run through here. All of these phishing attacks, they're all basically doing the same concept, which is this idea of social engineering. Yeah, let's put me back on the screen. Okay, social engineering. And the idea with social engineering is I am doing something that's hopefully going to make you do something awful. So I'm going to send you an email that's hopefully going to make you click on a link. Once you click on that link, you're hopefully going to put in your credentials. You'll do something. You'll run something on your computer, which will give me access. That's the whole idea behind social engineering. I'm trying to get you to do something by appealing to you emotionally, your emotions, your curiosity, whatever it is. So, phishing. What is phishing? I'm going to go through this quick because I think you've all seen this, a whole lot of it already. Phishing is the idea of I'm going to send you something. Again, what I said, you're going to hopefully get you to click on it, and either I'll get a virus installed on your computer, or you'll give me some information. So information like I send you a thing that says, oh, here, your Netflix account is suspended, and you click on the restart membership link, and you go and you log in, and now you go to this website, but it's not Netflix's website, it's someone else's website entirely, it's the hacker's website, and you put in your username and password, and now they've got your username and password. It can get even worse because who knows, this one says restart your membership. Maybe they get you to put in a credit card. Now they've got your credit card information. So that's the idea behind phishing. I'm trying to get you to do something because I either want to load something on your computer, like a virus, I want to get some information from you, or I want you to like, hey, send me some money. Oh, hey, I'm a prince in Africa and I need money to restart my kingdom. Yes, by the way, that one still makes money. So moving right along. So this Netflix one that you're seeing, this one came to my account, just not like a couple of weeks ago. For some reason it got past the what's it called, the spam filter, the phishing filter, and it made it. So, okay, here's my first piece of advice. If you take anything away from this webinar, please take this one. Don't click the link. You get an email and it asks you to do something, don't do it. Go to Netflix and log in there. So I got an email from Netflix that said, restart your membership. Yeah, I can click on that link, which seems so easy. But if I just open a browser and go to Netflix and log in, I'm sure that if I log into Netflix, I'm going to see the thing saying, restart your browser. Restart your account. So yeah, don't click the link. And it's just, there's so, for 90% of phishing attacks, all you got to do is not click on the link. So I get the email from the bank saying, oh, there's something wrong with your account. Great, don't click the link in the email. Go on a web browser and go to your bank. If there's something that needs to happen, it'll show you it when you log in. If you get the email from Amazon saying, oh, here's your Amazon purchase, and you think, I didn't make an Amazon purchase, which is, by the way, this happens to be a nice one. You get an email that says, here's your Amazon purchase. You're like, I didn't make an Amazon purchase. So you click on whatever's in there, and then suddenly you have a virus, and like, oh God, how'd that happen? Yeah, just don't click on the link. Go out of the web, go out of your email, go to a browser, and go to that site to log in. Okay, so this is key as far as, so now I'm going to get into what's the things to look for in a phishing email. So first thing is this making of a domain. Domain, this is the key bit over here. Can you see my, nope, you can't. Okay, so I'm going to go with the letters and numbers here. The domain is where this information, if you click on a link, it's where that link will go. Okay, so now the keys to a domain are everything between those slashes. So all of number 2, okay? So you see number 2, domain name, that is where you're going to be going. And in particular is B and C. C is a top level domain. That's things like .com, .edu, .gov, .net. Most of the things you're going to be seeing are .com. If you're in other countries, you might see country top level domains like .uk, .il. Yeah, there's other countries out there. The key to this whole thing is there's C, the .com, and then B. B is your key. B is the person that owns this domain. Google.com, Apple.com, RCSprofessional.com. Those are the guys that own that. You can put that A part, you can put a ton of things in the A part. You can put www.google.com, .this, .that, .this, .that, .hacker.com. You know who owns that? Hacker.com. So let's see that in action. So here it's a couple of there's two different URLs. I've got one, which is flygirlaviation.biorights.com, and the second one is flygirlaviation.com. So now the question here is, which one does flygirlaviation.com own? And if you're looking at this, and you say Flygirl Aviation owns the second one, you're right, because you know who owns the first one? Buyer Rights owns the first one. How do I know that? Because it's the thing right before the top level domain. So buyerrights.com, Buyer Rights owns buyerrights.com. Flygirl Aviation owns Flygirl Aviation /Buyer Rights. So it's everything between those slashes that's the key. Everything after the slash, I don't care about. So here we go. Okay, so here's my second one. This is one that that hackers love to use. Flygirl Aviation. These two look the same, right? But there is a difference. Can you tell what the difference is? And the difference is actually, and by the way, these are two totally separate domains. The hackers own one, Flygirl Aviation owns the other one. The first one, Flygirl Aviation, great, that's exactly what it says. But the second one is a domain that's there to trick you. What I do? Go back. Go back. Okay, so that second one, what it really does, what you think it says is flygirlaviation.com. What it says is G-I-R-I aviation.com. So you see how they use an I in there to trick you into thinking it looked like an L? Those are two totally different domains. So take a good look at domains when you are deciding whether something's phishing or not. The next thing, abbreviated domains. Abbreviated domains are like that thing in the top left corner, bit.ly. There's no reason you should see an abbreviated domain in an email. Abbreviated domains were first made when Twitter only accepted 140 characters. You wanted to get a domain into your tweet, but you didn't want to use 140 characters for it. You use this thing called a domain shortener. What a domain shortener does is you click on that link and it takes you to a completely different place. Why do you want to avoid domain shorteners in emails? Because you have no idea where that link is going to take you. It can take you anywhere, and yes, you could end up on a hacked site, a hacker's site. So you want to stay away from that, absolutely. So here is an example of an abbreviated domain. That second domain, that bit.ly.whatever, that may go to the first one, cybersecurityventures.com, but how would I know? I can't tell. I can mouse over it, but still I can't tell. And there, again, there's no reason to use this in an email. In an email, you can use as many characters as you want, so there's no reason to use this thing. Okay, so back to my email. I got this email. First thing that's wrong with this email is in the top. Nope. First thing that's wrong with this email is in the top. That name next to Netflix, that should be like no reply at netflix.com. Whatever that is, blah, 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 .club, That's not Netflix. I can guarantee you that's not Netflix. Netflix owns their domain, and it's netflix.com. The second thing here is take a look at the email. That hi customer, Netflix knows my name. And not only do they know my name, they know how to use my name in an email. Hi customer, no. These guys are going to use a real site is going to use your name correctly. So that's that. And then you got your restart membership links. If you just mouse over something in an email, okay, you can see where that's going to take you. So here I am. This has actually happened on my computer. I just took screenshots of this. I moused over the Netflix part, and I can see that that's not Netflix. That's a whole other whatever over there. That's .club. That's not Netflix. Here I am rolling over the restart membership link. As you can see in the bottom left corner of that graphic, it says snip.ly. This is another URL shortener. Why are they using a URL shortener? Because they're trying to trick me. Because what's right after that slash? The thing I told you to completely ignore, because after the slash doesn't mean anything to you. It says www.netflix.com. That's just there to trick you. It's between the slashes that are important, and this does not go to Netflix.
Just keep in mind, you can do this on a mobile phone too. It doesn't have to be only on your computer.
Yeah, and I am just going to show that to you on my thing.
Awesome.
It's on the phone at some point. Okay, so let's take a look at another one here. Okay, I'll turn off my video again. All right, so here we go. I'm looking at Rackspace here. This Rackspace email comes from info@mailgroup.com. Rackspace owns their domain. It's rackspace.com. So this one's definitely phishing. Moving on to the next one. Okay, Luke Johnson shared a link with me. Great. Can you tell me if this one is phishing or not? Again, there's a poll coming up, so take a good look at it. Here is what it looks like when I mouse over that link. So all I did was took the mouse. Oh, when I say mouse over, I mean just move the mouse to point to cover the link. Don't click on it, just move the mouse to cover the link. So now the question is this real or phishing? Go.
Vote now.
Okay, very good, everybody. So here I can show that. This is what the results look like. Most of you thought it was phishing, and most of you were right about that. Problem with this email is drive-google.com is not Google's address. That's not Google's servers. Google servers are google.com. It could be drive.google.com, but it won't be drive-google.com. Moving right along to the next one. Here we got an email from PayPal. Let's make that a little bigger. Okay, take a good look at this. Tell me if it is phishing or not.
That Mark Twain guy though, showing up everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's Mark Twain again. Oh yeah, so just so you know, some of these emails, some of these examples came from various online phishing tests that you can take. This one came from phishingbox.com. Okay, so I hope you've gotten a good look at it. Is this one real or phishing? Okay. Most of you have voted, and most of you think it's real. And I gotta tell you, you guys are rolling. because this one was real. I'm just cleaning up here a bit. That one was real. Here's another PayPal one. If you can see that, let's zoom in a little bit. Tell me if this one's real. My account's been suspended. And let's hear it. All right. Yes, I love this. You guys nailed that one. This one is indeed phishing. What's the dead giveaway? PayPal.com. PayPal's not using PayPal.com. They own their domain. They're using PayPal.com. See what the next one is. Oh, the next one. Okay, so. Okay, so this one's got a lot to it. So tell me, real or phishing? I think you guys are gonna get this one, but there's a number of things I want to point out on this one once we do the poll. And here comes the poll. Go. Okay, great. So most people think this one is phishing. So what am I looking for here? This one actually could have kind of been either, but in truth, there's all kinds of red flags on this one. For one, I don't know if you guys asked for this email, but that's going to be a key. Did I solicit this email? Is there a reason I'm getting this email? And on this one, I don't know. If this is developer jobs, he's sending me his projects. Well, I don't know why this guy's sending me projects. Who is this person? And secondly, I've got that zip file. This zip file. So a zip file is a way of compressing a file to make it smaller. But what it does is it kind of changes the file and makes it somewhat not readable. Why you would do that is because if a file had a virus in it and you made it somewhat not readable, then virus scanners might miss it. Turns out the virus scanners are astute enough to realize these things and don't normally miss it. But yeah, someone sending you a zip file, nah, that's not kosher. Okay, here is an email from Apple. Where is it? There's Mark Twain getting his Apple ID verified. Yep, take a good look at this one. So, real or phishing? Okay, most everyone thinks this one is phishing, so let's go over it. So this one comes from Apple ID at id.apple.com. So that kind of works out, actually, that apple.com. Can that be spoofed? Yes, it can. So the next things you would have wanted to look for, and again, this one was a hard one to realize if it was phishing or not, and I'm glad you guys erred on the side of phishing. Turns out this one was real, and had you had the option to mouse over things, probably could have picked that one out. But what would you have done here? right? Here's verify your email address. I kind of threw you into this one without a lot of information. But if I was setting up my Apple ID, I would have been expecting this email. So I would have been pretty okay once I looked at it and saw apple.com and rolled over the links and saw that they were app.apple.com links. Hang on, does anybody have any questions while I'm cruising through this? Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, so that's an important thing. Am I expecting the email? And this one you theoretically were expecting, and it looked kosher once you got it, so that was a real email. So let's go move on to, here we go again, another Apple email, once I show it to you. Here we go, another Apple email. Your Apple ID password has been reset. Hey, you reset your password successfully. So, is this one phishing? Yes, yes, awesome. Okay, you guys are definitely getting this. I like it. It's great. Why is one phishing? xlogin-apple.com. I'm not even reading past that. I'm over this email. And this is a classic one of my Apple ID got reset. I didn't mean to reset my password. I go and I click on I forgot, and then I log in, and now they have my Apple ID and password. This is a classic one to get you to click on something, because you get an email and you're like, wait, I didn't do that. But yeah, xlogin-apple.com, nah. Moving right along. What did I just do? Oh yeah, here we go. All right, this one from Efax. I have actually rolled over this link over here so you can see the link on the bottom. And then I took the screenshot of this one. So, real or phishing? Okay.
You're not sure, phone a friend.
All right. So everybody thinks this one is phishing. And the answer is yes, this one is phishing. Efax.com. Efax, they own EFAX.com, as that's what their domain is. And then you hold over this link, and now this link is an interesting one because it has Efax in there, but I told you to look for the last two things. We've got a .co, which is a top-level domain, and then mailru382. That's who owns this. Mailru382. This is definitely phishing. Stay away. Okay, I like this next one. Let me tee this up correctly. Okay. Okay. It's a simple email. You get an email from someone. Hey, do you remember this photo? Let me just mouse over that link so you see where that link goes. And tell me, is this one real or spam or phishing? Okay. This one was a bit of a tougher one, but most of you actually got this right, which was it is phishing. So once you mouse over this link, you see this link, and it's an easy one to miss because the first three things are drive.google.com, which is Google Drive's address. But if you really keep going on this and you look for your slash, right, here's your slash, the domain is actually owned by sytez.net. All of this stuff before it doesn't mean anything. sytez.net is where you're going, and that is not where you expect to go. You would expect to go to drive.google.com. So yes, this one is phishing. Again. Okay, I'm almost at the end of my examples. And I'm going to tee up this one. The email from Google saying someone's got my password. Here it is when I mouse over the link.
Norman, we actually got one question.
Okay, awesome. Let me get through. Wait.
All right.
I want to do the poll first, or I want to do the question first?
Sure, whichever works for you. Maybe we could demonstrate it, actually, the answer.
Sure. So let me do this poll. Okay,
Let's
so
do
is
the
this
poll.
one you're phishing? Okay, most people think this one is phishing, and the answer is you are correct. A couple of things that stand out in here. Google.support. It's a nice domain with see if you get screwed up, but Google's not writing emails from Google.support. In fact, no one's writing emails from whatever .support. Google's writing emails from Google.email. And then once I mouse over it, I look at this domain right here, and I see my first slash, I see a whole lot of stuff, and then I see my second slash. So for my second slash, I've got org, my top level domain. By the way, if you're not seeing this, my mouse is on the bottom left or bottom middle. .org. And then what do I have right after my .org? I've got .ml-security. Those are the people that own this. That's not Google. Google owns google.com, and that's where they'd be sending it from. So yeah, as far as you see it here, and I think this actually speaks to the question. So the question we have is a top level domain always the rightmost.com or .co? It may not be .com or .co, but it's always going to be the rightmost thing. So rightmost as in between the slashes. So here's my first two slashes, http : // and then I look for my next slash, which is right here, and I've got .org, top level domain, so it's the first thing to the left of that slash, and then .ml-security, which is the owner of that domain. Hope that answered that question. I only have a few more examples here. I hope you guys are getting this. Okay, here is a message from Hubspot. Let me zoom in a little, maybe. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. So it says, thank you for your purchase. Great. Okay. Let's go to my poll. Here comes the poll. Go. Real or phishing? Okay. With a split on this one, but at least most people think it's real. So for all of you that thought this was phishing, it's actually real, but don't beat yourself up about it because you want to err on the side of caution on this one, on just about everyone. This one happens to be, yeah, it's real. I got I purchased something from Hubspot. I got a email saying thank you for your purchase. I got a PDF. That's key. That's PDF and not like a zip or something else. Receipts often come in a PDF. So yeah, this one is real. Okay, last two. Can you see that? I think that's big enough. Is it real or is it phishing? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Still thinking about it? I'll move on. And the answer is everyone thinks this is phishing, and everyone is correct. There's a number of problems here. One, Suntrust? No, it's Suntrust. You guys lost an R on that one. And then there's this concept of call to action, which a lot of these emails have this concept of call to action. Something happened, you need to do something, and you need to do it quickly, okay? So you need to get done, you need to go, you need to click, and don't waste time and make sure this happens quick. Your account's been temporarily suspended. Oh my God, I better go click on the link and deal with it. That's the idea of a call to action. Dear Suntrust clients? Really? Suntrust client? You don't know my name? We've been banked together for years. You don't actually capitalize your own name? You capitalize online banking system, but don't capitalize your own name? Come on. Yeah, problems all over this one. Okay, last one. Oh, I like this one. Okay, I'll make this one bigger. This one's interesting. All right. Real or phishing? Okay, here comes the poll. All right, let's take a look at the results. And phishing is the answer. But the truth is, this is actually a real email. But the reason I have this one in here is because I don't care how real you think this email is. Do not click that login now. If you click that login now, I'm going to personally come over there and break your fingers, okay? Because there's no reason to click on this link. Yeah, don't let a payment processing error interrupt your service. Great. Go to your web browser, go to transunion.com, call them. I don't care what you do. Do not click on that link, okay? This one happened to have been real. Everything looks right in it. Here's transunion.com. It did come from them. If I moused over that link, you would see that the link said TransUnion, blah, 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 whatever, transunion.com/. So it's all kosher, but definitely don't click on a link like this. Go to a web browser and deal with it from there. So now let's go back to our first two. And what was the story with these guys? So I asked, oh, I happened to it. Here we go. Okay, so what was the problem here? Everything looks right with this Wells Fargo over here, except that that's not quite the most trustworthy thing on the planet sometimes, especially if someone has hacked into a Wells Fargo an account and is using it. What they write in here is, please see detail and secure mail attachment. Contained in the secure attachment is a PDF. I don't see a PDF. I actually see a web page, .htm. I already showed you what a PDF looks like. It says .pdf. This secure mail attachment, I seem to be missing something in there. There's no C there. So yeah, I've got a problem with this one. I'm definitely not going near it. And then back to our Quickbooks one. Okay, there's a lot that's right in this one. QuickBooks.com, awesome. Notice there's no call to action on this one, which is great. I was just, hey, there's something here. You recently added or updated a credit card we have on file. Awesome, great. No like link to say, oh my God, click this link because your credit card's freaking out and who knows what. Yeah, there's no call to action on this one. If you thought that was a problem, yeah, you'd go open a browser, go to Quickbooks, see what's going on. So yeah, nothing wrong with this one. This one's lovely. So back to here, and I hope you guys got a whole lot of what I was saying in there. And hit me
couple
with.
of great questions.
Oh yes, awesome.
Coming
Okay,
right up.
let's hear it.
Sure. The first one is, can a PDF attachment be made to be an executable? Just looks like a PDF.
I think you can put a macro inside a PDF. You can certainly put links inside a PDF. And I think you can put a macro so that it can run something. So if you're at that stage, then you want to know that you're expecting that email. There's a lot of dealing with is knowing you're expecting the email. And this one speaks to that that Amazon one that's gone around, the one where you get a link, you get an email from Amazon says, thank you for your recent purchase, and there's something in there that's like a PDF, and if you click on this, all kinds of ugly things happen. So just because it's PDF from someone you don't expect things from, I don't know if I would go trusting that one right off the bat.
Oh, thanks. And then another question, will simply opening the email but not doing anything else lead to a problem? In quotes, action email.
Oh, great question.
A good one, yeah.
So if you open an email, you're fine, okay? What can happen when you open an email, so I don't know if you've ever seen this, you open an email, especially in Office 365, you open an email and none of the graphics are showing, and then you have that bit in the address bar where it says show blocked content. What they're doing there is, if I want to know that you open my email, I can put a little graphic in there that when you open the email requests the graphic from my server. So if I key that graphic in such a way that I know whose email that came from, I can tell that you opened the email. And what used to happen, I don't know if it happens anymore, I don't know why it wouldn't still happen, with spam emails is they would send you the email, they would have a graphic like this, and they were just testing to see whether you open the email. When you open the email, you've now loaded the graphic, they now know you've opened that email, and now you are on the good to go spam list. It's, basically what they were doing was testing out their spam list to see which addresses were real and which ones weren't. So it's simply opening an email, going to get you a virus, or going to get you going to get your credentials from you? No. Is it going to tell whoever sent the email that you opened it? Yeah, if you click that show block content link. So does that answer that question?
It's really good to know. Thanks, Norman. And somebody had asked us if we could repeat the question. So that was a great question, just asking if it's an issue to actually just open an email, even if you don't click on anything in it. So it seems like it could lead to an issue, but hopefully it won't. So just better not if you're not sure, I guess. The next question, is there a way to detect if your server is being compromised? Is there a dashboard that notifies if unrecognized IP addresses are in your server or massive downloads occurring? Cause a red flag to any dashboard you can purchase or have connected to your server. So I guess, is there a way to detect if your server is being compromised?
So this question gets into a different part of this, which is I have a web server, I'm serving out a site, and my web server gets hacked. So that's not, so the answer is, can you detect it?
Oh, sorry, correct. That is the question.
If you had just there are various things that you can have on that server to notify you. The real question is it my server? Am I the one who is who stood up that server? In other words, did I buy a piece of hardware and I loaded it up and it's my web server and I can see the thing, I can bang on the keyboard, all of that? Or is it a virtual server and I'm the one standing up that virtual server, right? Those two things are kind of the same thing in that you have full control over that server versus am I just using a web hosting service? Whereas it's someone else's server and I just give them the content and say, oh, these are the web pages, I need you to show these. The first one, yeah, you can get antivirus on your server and there is web antivirus for that sort of thing. The second one, you are kind of at the mercy of your web host. And respectable web hosts keep their systems in line. They have antivirus on their systems, and when I say keep them in line, they keep them patched and secure. How do these things happen? Often, a website is hacked because it wasn't patched well. So there's a hack out there. There's a fix for it. The web provider didn't load the fix, and the hackers noticed that and used that.
Thanks, Norman. Let's say we're getting a bunch more questions. I'm going to just take one or two more, but by no means should you stop sending in your questions. In a second, we'll put my contact information up on the screen. You're welcome to send it over, info@rcs.
By the way, so you wrote unrecognized IPs. There actually is a way in email, in a different part of this altogether, in logins, where you can protect logins. Identity providers can protect logins, like Microsoft with Azure AD can protect your logins to say, hey, if that login's coming from an anonymous IP, if that login's coming from someplace that doesn't make sense, that login, is there something wrong with that login? Flag that, don't let them in, give them different security. There's all kinds of things you can do, so that also exists. Go.
Awesome. So we'll take one or two more, and again, feel free to reach out to us after if you have more questions. Maybe we'll do a follow-up. What are some of the common google.com email addresses that are usually phishing addresses? I'm not sure if there's a one answer to that, but some of the common google.com email addresses that are usually phishing.
So I don't know of any common ones. You'll see like things that I showed earlier, like that drive.google.com.whatever.net, I forget, something like that. So I don't know if there are any common ones, but just keep in mind what a URL looks like. Look for that first slash, look for that second slash, look for what's right before the second slash, as in topleveldomain.com, and what's right before that. That's who owns it.
Thanks, Norman. And we'll wrap this up with one more question. What should I do if I click on something? Should I shut down my computer? What if I do, for whatever reason, click something that I realize immediately is problematic? It's a good question.
Okay, so it depends on what you think might be happening. For me, the first thing is disconnecting my computer from the internet. And the reason I'd say that one is for a number of reasons. One, if you're in your corporate network and it downloaded a virus to your computer, that virus can jump from machine to machine and theoretically encrypt a whole bunch of stuff. So disconnect that machine from the network. If I realized it was a phishing attack and I put my credentials somewhere, get out your phone, get out another computer, go there and change your credentials immediately. And don't reuse credentials. This is like a key thing on why different sites want you to, why people say use different passwords on different sites, because if you compromise one, if your password gets out for one, they can't use it on multiple sites. So have different passwords for different sites and use a password manager. Makes it easy to have hard passwords, complicated passwords, and to have different passwords for every site.
Awesome. Thanks, Norman. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our 30-minute webinar. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. There's my contact information up on the screen. If you could stay on one more minute and take 3 minutes to answer the follow-up survey, we really appreciate it. Reach out to us with any questions. And just one last thing, if you go online to rcsprofessional.com/blog, you'll be able to view a couple of additional resources related to cybersecurity, as well as some other topics that may be relevant. And I'll send you out the direct links in the follow-up email as well. So look out for that. And this Thursday, we'll be hosting a e-signature webinar with Dropbox. So feel free to reach out for more info on that. Thanks a lot, Norman. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And be safe.
Everybody.
Take care.
Bye.